In 3, 2.
Good morning, Columbus, and welcome to another edition of From Our House to Your Home, the Remodeler Showcase. My name is Marty Reed. I'm your host, and the show is brought to you by Frog Hauling. If you want to clean your garage, your basement, your yard, whatever it is you want to get rid of around your house, think of Frog Hauling. And if you're a remodeling contractor and only the best product will do for your customers, think of Frog Hauling. We carry 5 different sizes of containers, so you never pay for more container than you need. Well, today we're going to talk about something I consider, it's kind of the frosting on the cake of a remodeling project. That's how I'm going to describe it, right? It's one of those finishing products that kind of brings the whole project together. So if you're remodeling a kitchen, a bathroom, there's all kind of different ways to use this product. It's, you go in and you pick it and you go, it looks beautiful with my cabinets. It was that finishing touch. So today we're going to be talking with a company here in town called Stone Mart, and they carry all the stone products, quartz, granite, marble, quartzite, all that good stuff. And we're going to talk a little bit today about all of those products. And I'm going to start off by saying Stone Mart is a member of the National Association of Remodelers. And if you listen to this show, you know I only bring on members of NARI because they're the best of the best when it comes to buying products or finding remodeling contractors. So I'm going to welcome both of you. Now, I told you in advance, I'm going to murder your names, right? But I'm going to try. You're not allowed to say your name. So let me see if I got it right. And I know them because I've been to Stone Mart. I've been to a NARI event there, and actually you spoke the night I was there. Yash Lunkin, right? Is that close enough?
That is close enough.
Okay. And Katie, don't say it. Brennemanauer.
Yeah, that's
close enough?
Too.
Okay, well here's the, I got him. I'll have them say their names later. Okay, part of the show, I get to put both of you on the spot. You have to introduce yourselves. So tell the folks a little bit about what you do for the company, maybe what your position is, and if you want to talk about your hobbies, you like fishing, I don't really care. Go ahead. How about you, Yash? You start.
Okay. I do a little bit of everything for the company, all the way from marketing to sales to purchase, as I am one of the owners of the company. And I enjoy doing every aspect of it, so have my hands in everything of it.
If you're an owner of a company and you don't like what you do, you're in trouble because it's a lot of responsibility. I guess I could say I like dumpsters. Okay, Katie, how about you?
So I help with marketing and inventory control are the 2 main things. So I'm analyzing a lot of data and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, and trying to come up with new systems and things to make our process run more efficiently.
Okay, and Yash, you have different locations for your company. You want to tell the folks about that?
Yes, we have our presence in 3 different cities: Columbus, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, and Rochester, New York.
You get to travel to Rochester?
Yes, every month.
Oh my gosh, so you get to go there in the winter when the snow really falls?
Yeah, I swim through the snow.
Yeah. I grew up not far from Buffalo, and I could not believe how much, once you get up into that area around the lakes, wow, that's the snow belt. Okay, but we're here to talk about the product that you carry. And I'm going to start out by saying you are a distributor. Tell the folks what that means, how you service the public.
So we do not quote prices or sell to the general public, but we are very welcoming and willing to help the general public. So once you have hired a contractor or a fabricator to do your kitchen, you visit Stone Mart and make a selection of the exact piece of stone or quartz which will go on your countertop. Because Mother Nature creates everything different, and one piece is always different than the other. So you get to select the exact piece which goes in your kitchen. We reserve it in your name.
You are open to the public, though. I mean, if I wanted to, let's say, bring my wife over because I know Stone Mart, and it's another one of her honeydew projects. She says to me, I want to replace the countertop in the bathroom. you'd welcome me in and I could come and look at your product, right?
Yes, 6 days a week, more than 8 hours every day. We welcome you to come make a selection. We're the good guys, we just don't take the money from you, but reserve it.
That's a place I want to shop. Okay, one of the things that, at least in my experience, is that people somehow they don't know the distinction. There are a lot of different products. In other words, if I went to somebody and I said, okay, we're looking at a granite countertop, and then I followed that up with a question, or they followed it up with a question, and they go, how do you take care of that? Will that stain? You know, those kind of questions. And then they go, quartzite. And then they go, what's quartz? And hey, what's the other? Sandstone. Is that it? Or soapstone? See, I don't know. I want you, if you don't mind, spend a little bit of time kind of going down the list of products that you carry and maybe some of the advantages or maybe disadvantages, or maybe better way to say it is, where would you use that product? Where does it make more sense?
So, granite, quartz, and quartzite are the three primary kitchen countertop products. Okay. And marble, travertine are primarily used for fireplace surrounds, vanities, outdoor claddings sometimes, not marble but travertine. The reason is that quartzite and granite are the densest forms of stones out there. The only thing stronger than quartzite and granite is a diamond.
Wow.
So that is why they are the most durable forms of surfaces for any kitchen countertop. They wouldn't, anything can stain, but they are the most stain resistant surfaces out there.
Is it, which of the, what about maintenance? You know, I've heard that, you know, you have to seal them once a year, and I've heard, what is it, quartzite you don't have to seal, or you tell me.
Okay, so the way I like to explain it is that if you buy an expensive car or a regular day-to-day car, you would take it to a car wash to wash it at least once a week, once in 2 weeks. Maintaining your countertops is the same way. It's a big investment. You're spending the money. You have to take care of it. Sealing is not as big of a deal as most people think it is. You have to do it only once in 3 to 5 years, and it takes 45 minutes, if that. And if you're not a regular cook and you don't cook like 3 times a day, then maybe more than 5 years you can go without sealing them. But sealing is a very simple process. It does not take more than 45 minutes for an average kitchen.
And what is sealing? Is it you spray something on
Yeah,
and rub it off like a wax? Or?
Yeah, it's a water-based product, so
Okay.
it's absolutely harmless, no chemicals at all. You spray it on the surface, let it sit there for half an hour, and then take a microfiber towel and rub it through. Any microscopic pores which might be on the surface can get filled with and sealed with that, and you're good to go for another 5 years.
Good to know. Now, big question. I spill wine. Do I have to worry?
You have to worry if you leave it spilled overnight.
Okay.
It will not harm the stone, but it may harm the shine on the surface. But if you are entertaining guests and you spill wine and it sits there for a couple hours, 3 hours, it's not that big deal and nothing will happen.
Wipe it right off.
Yeah.
The other question I get from people, and I don't know if it's possible, but as I understand it, some of these products, if you, let's say you damage it for some reason, like when I have 4 boys, and I would tell you that when they were growing up, I would have never bought a marble or quartzite or anything. I bought Formica because I knew that they would be hammering on the countertop when I wasn't around. Those boys can destroy anything. But I mean, all things can get damaged. Is there a way to repair one of those countertops when they get damaged?
So I think the Greeks and Romans had it right.
Okay.
I mean, if they can sit out there and be on the, pyramids. They can
Yeah.
sustain anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean anything can get damaged if you really want it to get damaged. But in regular day-to-day use, regular wear and tear, nothing damages on a stone.
Okay. So now the big question. You're a distributor and everybody has a niche in the business, okay? Why is it that people do business with you? What's your advantage? What in my company, I think there's three things that all businesses have to deal with. Quality, right? Service, and price. And I always tell people it's very hard to sometimes deliver all three, but you better be doing as well as you can, delivering at least two of those. What's your niche? Why do they do business with you?
So I already told you about the price. We don't take the money, we don't quote the price. The other two, I'll let the expert go.
Okay, go ahead.
So we really focus on offering the best service possible. That's one of our strong points, I'd say, is when homeowners come in, we really want to focus on giving them the best possible experience, the one-on-one attention that they need, to help make that process easier, because it can be a little bit confusing and there's a lot that goes into it that people don't understand. So it's our job to help them be able to make the best decision that's going to be best for their project. And so I'd say service is definitely the main thing that we try to hit on and offer. We also just recently installed new lighting, and so what that helps with is homeowners being able to see what it's going to look like when they get it into their home, and the best possible lighting that we can offer with a more natural light. So it really picks up the colors and things that they're going to see once they get it installed and it's laid down flat on top of their countertop.
Safety.
And safety, yeah.
See, I know
another
you
big
have
one.
overhead cranes, and that's a big deal. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have overhead cranes that cover every foot of our warehouse, and so those cranes really help move. It helps moving the stone, and it helps with safety, especially. It's the safest way that we can move the stone.
So if my wife picked one out, I wouldn't have to worry too much about you breaking the one she picked out, and I'd have to start the process again.
Yeah, that's definitely the hope. Definitely the hope, for sure.
Or being safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell the folks, first of all, will say you have a website, and on your website you have pictures of all of the different marble, and you also have a little tab that gives the origin, and I want to talk a little bit about where you get this beautiful product from. Tell the folks your website and kind of your hours of operation, how they get in touch with you. And then we'll do this later in the show too. I want them to remember how to get in touch with you. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, homeowners can really just walk on in, so they don't have to make appointments to come see us, and we're open 8 to 5:30 Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, and then we try to stay open later on Wednesdays and Thursdays because we know people work, and so it's harder to come in on those working hours. So we're open till 7 Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Saturdays we're open 9 to 3, so homeowners can come in on Saturdays as well to make it easier for them to find a time.
Address.
We're located in Columbus at 2249 Westbrook Drive, Westbrook.
I
with
forget
an
my
E.
address. Don't worry about it. I mean, I go there every day. Why do I need to know my address? Okay, and why don't you talk, Yash, a little bit about, because I think this is important too. You have a very highly qualified staff, a lot of
Yes.
years of experience.
Yes. So we're fortunate to have a great team who know what they're doing. Between the people who help the customers, the collective experience is more than 15 years now. So they know what they're talking about, yet they're not ever trying to sell. It's always about what you need, what kind of choice you want to make, what kind of application you have, and they will custom their know-how and their knowledge to make it most useful for you.
You're also, I think it's important to talk about, in terms of the selection, you are one of the largest or the largest warehouses in Columbus?
Well, I would want to believe we are one of the largest, if not the largest in Central Ohio. We have more than 7,000 slabs and over
Wow.
350 colors to choose from.
How am I ever going to get my wife to make a decision when I can? She'll want to buy at least 4 or 5 slabs.
Well, it won't be too hard because we provide the best service in town.
I gotcha. Okay, well, we're going to take a break here, and then when we get back, one of the things I want to talk about is what you're seeing in the marketplace. In other words, things come in style, kind of out of style, that sort of thing. And you know, when people are doing a remodeling project, one of the things that I always hear is, I describe it as what's the latest and the greatest, right? Nobody wants to buy last year's product, right? They want what's going on now, what are the colors, all that kind of stuff. So I want you to share some of that information with everybody. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back with Stone Mart. You're halfway done. A little more. You see how quick it went?
Yeah, does go by
Where's my
fast.
son?
Sorry, I'm tired. It took me 75 minutes to go 35 miles.
Oh no, I heard there's
You
a couple
didn't have to
accidents.
even show up. We can.
I said I'd show up, so I showed up. Probably took you last time.
Why is
Yeah.
this
Well,
kid
pretty
calling me?
close. It's just 75 minutes.
I really don't want to hear that.
Everything good?
Yeah.
Is he being nice to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm in the radio show. What do you need?
What would you hit on for the whites and grays? But
I'm trying to find
I'll
that
be
for
in
you.
about 45 minutes.
Talk about Genesis stone, how beautiful it is.
You don't want to talk too
Oh,
much
okay.
about it.
Okay.
You want it to remain unique.
Okay.
I found this. This is personal choice.
What's
We'll
up,
provide
Cap?
a countertop that you will love.
Okay. Sounds
These
good.
are the spots advantages and these are granite.
Cool.
Which one would you choose?
I'm calling about your credit card.
What would you like me to talk about? What
So
did you
that's
say?
what we want to hit on.
Genesis.
It's basically saying
I
we
was
can
kidding.
choose either
That's my
way.
stone.
Do we want to hit on color turn?
Oh, okay.
Josh
Because
fixed
it really
me
is
up.
unique to each person.
Got it.
And
I
if we
do.
go
Yeah.
white and grays, we almost have to highlight quartz.
Talk about me, Marty.
Yeah.
Huh?
And then
Talk about me.
You?
Yeah,
we
15
never
minutes
the
straight
ones
on.
who are
You know, whatever she's in.
steering them to
Ask-
one color direction.
see how well they know her.
Maybe we should
And when they're just
stick
like,
to
she
the
just comes
types
in and
of
sells us shit,
surfaces instead
just
of
keep
colors
going.
of surfaces.
Okay.
So
I'm
you can
here to help.
pick and choose from
I'm
this if
connecting
you want
people, that's what I
something,
do.
but I
Oh,
kind
let
of
it
like
flow.
it
The
very,
best part of the
like
show
it
is happening
to
right
explain
now.
the difference between the
You know what I said?
So I got
I know.
boots on.
You know what I always say?
One of the fabric.
I always thought I was the king of the bullshit until I met Michael.
Oh.
I found it the most neutral,
You're still
not
a
leaning
handsome
one way or
prince
the other,
of-
yet telling the differences.
Right.
He's
Do
talking
you want
to
to
me,
talk
you
about
can't use
marble
our
at
man.
all?
I've seen his
Just
face.
stick with these.
It's
first
not
one.
good.
He looks a little
Ready?
like my dad.
You ready?
He looks like everybody.
All right.
So Katie, you're gonna talk about it? You
I
get to
guess.
do this? Okay.
I'll do my best, but Yash, you jump in. Anything you want to say?
I just,
different?
I heard him over there schooling you, so. Okay,
Okay.
I'm ready, George.
We'll start again. 3, 2.
Welcome back, everyone. Once again, we are talking with the folks from Stone Mart. And we, you know, it's that time of the show where we get to talk about what's I call it the latest and the greatest, right? So we're into the latest and the greatest because everybody wants to know, if I'm thinking of a remodeling project, what should I be looking at? Me personally, I think you kind of go and you buy what you want, what makes you happy, what makes you feel good, because you got to live with it. And I've seen people make the mistake sometimes of going, well, the decorator told me this and I really didn't like it.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do. So anyways, there are trends though in the marketplace. And you know, me, I remember, I don't even know how popular it is, but marble, right? And I'd walk into a kitchen and I'd say, oh, I bet it's brown or I bet it's tan. And I said, I'll never put that in my house because too many people have that. There's no, and but the marketplace has come a long way since then. There are beautiful stone products out there now, and really, you have a choice of, man, you can go to whatever color you want, whatever scheme. What do you call it? Veining in a stone?
Yeah.
I mean, you have all these really neat things. But anyways, Kate, before we jump into that, tell the folks once again where you're located, how they can get in touch with you. Go ahead, Yash.
So we're located at 2249 Westbrook Drive, Columbus, right off of the Roberts Road exit on 270. Very easy to get to, right off the freeway, right on the border of Columbus and Hilliard.
Right. And your hours of operation?
So Monday, Tuesday, Friday, 8:30 to 5. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 to 7, to make it easier for the couples where both work. And then Saturdays, 9 to 3.
The life of a business owner, 7 days a week. Okay, Katie, you're on. Talk about if you see any of this going on, but I imagine there are kind of I don't know, products that people are leaning towards in today's marketplace, maybe colors, that sort of thing. I'll turn it over to you. Go ahead.
So the two main materials that we see people using would be quartz and granite. And both are unique, both are different, but it just depends on what's going to work best for your personal space. You really can't make a wrong choice. So with quartz, it's a ground stone, it's a manufactured stone. So with that, we're able to create colors that you don't always see within the natural stone world. It's also very durable, so it's stain resistant, scratch resistant. And so it works really good for kitchen spaces. And you don't have to seal it, so that's another big thing that even though we mentioned ceilings, it's really not a big deal as what people think, but sometimes that's a seller for people just saying, hey, you don't even have to worry about sealing with this product. Whereas granite's 100% natural, comes right out of the ground. With that means that it's so unique. What you get put in your kitchen, you're not going to find anywhere else in anybody's kitchen because it's special in that way. You're never going to find a duplicate piece. Whereas, with that, ceiling's recommended with it though, but once again, it's very durable, so stain resistant, heat resistant, scratch resistant. And so those are the two products that we see people leaning more towards. As far as like color trends, it really just depends on your home and what you're trying to look with and work with in your space. So we see a very broad variety of what people like and are leaning to. So
Are they leaning though? I mean, one of the things that I seem to see a lot, and I couldn't even tell you whether it's a quartz or a granite, but I get House Trends magazine, and sometimes when they decide that I'm qualified to get it in the mail. But anyways, you hear that back there? It seems today that in popular colors I see a lot of black and white. I see a lot of grays, people using that, and then I think the other thing is you fall into that tanny brown gold. If it's all encompassing, those colors still seem to kind of hold true in what's going on today.
Absolutely.
So again, as Katie said, it's a very broad stroke. Mostly people building new houses, we've seen the trends leaning a little bit towards lighter cabinets like the whites or the
Right.
grays. And over there, yes, whites and grays are extremely popular. But at the same time, we service a lot of remodeling customers who have those very nice mocha cabinets or oak or cherry.
Yeah.
And that's where the warmer tones are very popular, like the creams, the browns, and the beiges.
There was, I think it was 2 months ago. I got Remodeling magazine, and one of the things that they highlighted, there was an article about what's going on with kitchen cabinets in general. And I have remodelers on the show all the time, and one of the things that I ask them is, what's the latest and greatest? And it's white cabinets, but mixed. The island might be wood, it might be a colored cabinet, and I've even seen where they're mixing the countertops. The island will have a different countertop than the kitchen cabinets. But one of the things this article pointed out is people are starting to lean now back to wood cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
And the wood look, and not the painted look, not the white, not the colored look. They're just going with the traditional kind of, well, I wouldn't call it traditional, because the overall theme that I think you see in the marketplace when it comes to remodeling is, I call it more of a contemporary view. That seems to be predominant in a lot of the remodeling. you know, we talk to the people and that participate in the NARI tour remodeled homes, and all those houses I go and look at, a lot of them are, you know, kind of contemporary or more modern looking than the traditional anymore. So, curious. But anyways, to make a long story short, people can go on your website, as I said earlier, and under your product tab, see, I really looked at your website. You can go and take a look at a lot of the slabs that you carry. I'm sure some of them are just illustrative examples, but what I was really taken back by was how many. And I mean, if they can't find it at Stone Mart, they're not going to be able to find it with 7,000 slabs.
Not for at least next 100 years till Mother Nature makes a new color.
Now, one of the people always ask this too, where does this come from? Talk a little bit about where the products come from.
So as far as natural stone is concerned, it primarily comes from Brazil, Italy, India, South Africa, in that order of variety.
Okay.
And then there are other countries like Norway, where some granites originate, Angola, Zimbabwe.
Wow.
Usually hotter climate, warmer climate places. As far as quartz is concerned, we distribute a product manufactured by a company called Santa Margherita, which is from Italy, and they are the only Italian quartz, one of the best quality product out there. We also distribute Quantra, which is out of India and made on Breton lines, which is one of the most sophisticated manufacturing lines for quartz products. So those are the countries where 95% of the surface material will come from.
So this is a curiosity question on my part. You travel to these countries and hook up with manufacturers, and how do you hook up with them to know I'm going to buy from India or I'm going to buy from South Africa?
Well, it's established fact now that the stones come out from these countries, but yes, we travel 2 to 3 times a year to select material. And then we have our own inspection offices in these countries where people work on our payroll to handle the quality control and inspect each and every slab which is getting loaded into a container to bring here. So we are almost always certain that we're getting a good quality product because our own team members are inspecting and checking them for quality.
So it's a complicated somewhat process because you've got to source the material overseas, you've got to put it in a container, on a boat, ship it here, transport it to your warehouse. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It is a lot of effort, and it is more than just work. It is passion. You need to really be passionate about it to stay involved in the process for 3 months. That's about the time it takes from the day something is manufactured to arrive to our door.
Unbelievable. See, people think it's, you know, people that aren't involved in the business think it's very simple, you know? Oh, you just buy the stone from somebody and you sell it to me. It's
You
not
have
that
to
easy.
dig 100, 200 feet below the ground level and dig it out and then slice it and polish it and seal it and bake it. It is a lot of work and a lot of process.
And because it's a natural product, I mean, this is just me again. I don't know that my audience even cares, but it's kind of, what's the supply? I mean, will we run out of this someday? Do we know, or is it?
We keep running out of colors. Supply doesn't look like an issue for next 100 years at least, and I'm not really worried about beyond that.
Yeah.
There are colors which used to be around and now are not around anymore because the quarries are exhausted and they can't dig any deeper or have run into another issue. But the new colors keep coming out and old colors keep going away. So that keeps happening on a regular basis. But there is ample supply and we won't really run out of granite or quartzite from Earth.
Interesting. Okay, well, it's been educational and it's been interesting to me. I hope it's been the same for you, audience. And one of the things I wanted to impress upon you is even though you are a distributor, which means you work primarily with builders and remodelers and that sort of fabricators, they welcome you to come to their showroom to take a look at the product, to kind of get started in the process, because you can't get started until you pick, you figure out what stone it is you want to use. So go visit Stone Mart. I've been to their facility, and it is a massive warehouse. I walked all through that simply because I like looking at it. Some of that stuff is just totally interesting. And like I told you before we started, I walked in the back door because it was raining. You had to wear so I got to walk through and see everything. So tell the folks once again where you're located and your hours and how they get in touch with you.
So we're located on 2249 Westbrook Drive, Columbus, right off of the exit 10 on 270, which is for Roberts Road. Our hours are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays 8:30 to 5, Wednesdays and Thursdays 8:30 to 7, and Saturdays 9 to 3. You don't need appointments. You're more than welcome to walk in anytime during our business hours. So easy to get in touch with us. Please feel free to call us, email us through our website. We've tried to make it a one-stop experience for you. So not just countertops. If you want to buy sinks or sealers, that's another question people have sometimes. Where do I get the sealer? How do I seal my countertop? It's all available under one roof, and we're there to help.
Well, thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank
I
you.
hope you'll come and visit me. I didn't scare you off, I hope, today. You can come and visit me again
Absolutely.
someday. Okay. As always, audience, thanks. I appreciate you listening. Go out and make somebody happy today. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.